Northern Illinois. This is who I think is the best team in the MAC.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where were they ranked?
The problem is they have a tougher schedule. That's why the win total's at 6.5, because they definitely have a tough schedule.
Yeah, they do this a lot. They like to play really good teams in the non-conference, and I personally don't get it, but
they love it.
They do.
And who are we to judge? All right, so let's go ahead and bring the graphics over. I'll get some Northern Illinois graphics rolling. And instead of me trying to like flip through and figure out what we're talking about, I'm just gonna like put it on a slideshow and let it play. I feel like that's the best way.
Yeah, this team was 7-6 last year. Played in the Camellia Bowl. Thomas Hancock's back for year 6. Veteran coaches in this conference. Tied for 3rd in the preseason ranking. So that's pretty high. It's pretty high up for them.
All right. Northern Illinois. So they bring back the same coaching staff. Now, I noticed that in our spreadsheets, Andy, you had put you didn't put Macon as the starting quarterback, or McCann, or I don't know how to say his name. M-A-C-N.
No, I have Ethan Hampton.
I think Ethan Hampton is technically the starter right now, but I read an article that kid Macon or whatever actually might start, the transfer from Pine Bluff. The point is they have options at quarterback, and Rocky Lombardi really underperformed last year anyway.
That I thought him leaving was like, well, obviously
exactly like
it was like whatever. They needed to move on.
Yeah, they needed to move on from Rocky Lombardi. So I'm not worried about losing Rocky Lombardi at quarterback. They needed to move on from that, and I think they have a couple viable options at quarterback. So I'm not really worried about that. Other than that, there's a lot of returning talent here for Northern Illinois. Let's go. You know what? Let me go find the returning production graphic. Boom. For a MAC school, that's a lot. I mean, 16 returning starters, 8 offensively, 8 defensively. All top 3 rushers are back. Top 3 running backs are back. Top 2 wide receivers are back. The offensive – so check this out. Technically, the offensive line lost 2 starters from last year, but the one guy, what's his name, Zernitz? He was a starter.
Right.
Yeah, Zernitz. He was a starter last year but missed the entire season with an injury. He's there. So, yeah, they lost 2 starters from last year, but in reality, they're bringing back 4 starters because he is now healthy. So the offensive line should be in really good shape. I believe Phil Steele called this what he thinks is the best offensive line in the conference.
I wrote that. I literally said Phil Steele calls this the best line in the conference. So.
The offensive line should be good. Experienced running back room, 2 top receivers returning. So, I mean, even with a new quarterback, I expect Northern Illinois to put up some points. I think they're going to be fine. As long as the quarterback play is decent, this should be a good offense in this conference. On the other side, defensive line is pretty loaded. They did lose their best defensive lineman, their first team defensive tackle. I forget his name, but he's gone. But other than that, they bring back almost everybody. They lost a few linebackers, but they added a few in the portal. So the linebacking core should be just as good as it was last year. And the secondary should be good. They lose 1 starter, but they're pretty much bringing everyone else back. So this team should be really good. An experienced coaching staff. I like Northern Illinois. Best team in the MAC.
I agree with you 100%. I think you kind of glossed over the fact they ran the ball really well last year, averaging 5 yards per carry the last 3 seasons, and their top 3 rushers are back. So, like, that's going to happen again. Like you said, slightly better quarterback play from whoever it is. The kid from Arkansas, Pine Bluff, barely played there, so we'll see what happens with that. I'd probably say Ethan Hampton will play more. Decent quarterback play. This team wins 7 games easily. So, I know their non-conference is hard, and they probably have 2 easy losses.
So this is where it gets – okay, so Andy's in agreement with me. This is where it gets complicated when we pull up their schedule, because you might have just heard that and thinking, oh, Northern Illinois is going to be a beast, just like I did. And then you look at their schedule, and you're like, oh, shit. Hold on, let me find Northern Illinois.
Have an easy one week 1. That's always important.
Okay, here's Northern Illinois' schedule. All right, they win. Here you go. They win 1. At Notre Dame. Fuck. Win 2. They beat Buffalo. At NC State. Shit. No.
Should beat UMass.
They'll beat UMass 3. That's tough right here. That's tough.
On the road to Bowling Green.
Bowling Green's going to be good. I think they win this. But I'm saying by no means.
They win them.
Yeah, I think Northern Illinois is the best team in the MAC. But I'm saying, like, they'll probably be catching 1.5. They'll probably be
Oh,
short
100%.
dogs.
Yeah.
Bowling Green's supposed to be good, but I'm saying I think if I'm picking, I think they win that game. But by no means can we sit here and be like, win. Like, that's going to be tough. I'm going to count it as a win on mine. Toledo, again, I think they win.
It's another tight one. I think they win that one, but I think it's a tight one, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, at Ball State's win. I think Western Michigan's going to be good.
Middle of the week in Western Michigan. That one's a close.
In November,
one's a close loss.
Fuck that. Yeah, that might be a loss. So, how about this? Give me one of the Bowling Green or Western Michigan games. I want one of those.
That makes sense.
So I'll count the Bowling Green as a win. I'll count this as a loss. So that puts us at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Loss. There's 7. And then that's going to be tough. The schedule sucks. But they should get to 7
The road
wins.
games are brutal. I mean, they really got screwed with these road games. Going on the road to Miami of Ohio and Bowling Green is very tough. Those are 2 of the top 3 teams in the conference.
And then, look, November 30th, last game of the season, at home against a team that they are better than, Central Michigan. Bro, if it's like snowing and Central Michigan can run the ball, who the fuck knows? You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those those MAC games in the snow where you're like, I don't even know what to bet in this.
Yeah.
So it's over, and I think I'm going to bet this one today. I think this might be my second college football win total bet. I already got UTEP down. I might go Northern Illinois over 6.5.
I would lean the over as well. I'm a little more bullish on the Bowling Green and Western Michigan games, but if they just win one of those, then they hit their over for me.
I think if they win one of those,
they win one of those.
If they win one of those, I think they hit 8.
Yeah, you have them. I mean, yeah, definitely.
All right, cool. So let's head on to the next team, which is Penn State.
Boy,
and
this